All right, so welcome to Discovering Spain, Wildlife, Culture, and Travel Insights.
Yes, welcome everybody.
I'm Mike,
And I'm Sarah.
and today we are going to be diving deep into planning your explorations around Cadiz and Malaga,
Yeah.
and we're going to be drawing insights from travel guides and local knowledge,
Right.
particularly focusing on places like Cadiz, Ronda, Grazalema,
Yes.
and that exhilarating Caminito del Rey.
Absolutely.
We want to make sure that your visits to these places go as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
And our main source for this deep dive is going to be Ronda today,
Yes.
a website created by Clive Muir, which offers a wealth of information for English-speaking travelers.
Absolutely. It's a
Oh.
really fantastic resource for navigating this beautiful part of Andalusia.
It is.
And one of the first practical hurdles that many travelers encounter when exploring Spain by car,
Oh, yeah.
you can imagine it's figuring out the parking situation.
Yeah.
It's one of those logistical details that, if not handled well, can definitely add unnecessary stress to your journey. Absolutely.
And Clive's article, specifically addressing where to park in Ronda, Spain, tackles this very issue head on.
Yes, he does.
He points out right away that finding free parking spots right in the heart of Ronda is becoming increasingly tricky.
Yeah.
This is a trend we're seeing in a lot of popular European destinations,
Yes, it is.
where that balance between local access and tourist convenience is constantly evolving.
Absolutely. And the article immediately offers a proactive solution so you can consider reserving your parking online in advance
Okay.
through platforms like Parkimeter.
Oh, wow.
And this can be a real game changer,
Okay.
especially during busier travel periods, giving you one less thing to worry about on arrival.
Yeah, less stress the better, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when you're traveling.
Now, for those of you planning to travel in larger vehicles, of like
Yes.
motorhomes
Mhm.
or those towing caravans,
Right.
Clive's advice is particularly direct.
Yeah.
It's generally best to avoid trying to navigate the city center of Ronda altogether.
I think that's really sensible advice.
Yeah.
The older streets just weren't designed with these larger vehicles in mind.
Right, they weren't built for Winnebagos.
No.
Right?
No, definitely not.
So the recommendation to look for parking on the wider streets on the outskirts
Yeah.
and perhaps enjoy a walk into the center makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
in terms of practicality
Definitely.
and avoiding those potential difficulties.
Yeah.
Now, if convenience and being right next to the main attractions are top priorities for you, and you're considering a stay at that iconic Parador Hotel in Ronda,
Yeah.
the article highlights that they do offer secure on-site parking for their guests.
Okay.
It's certainly a premium option
It is.
that eliminates those parking hassles.
Yeah. For those who aren't staying at the Parador but still want that central access,
Yeah.
the APK2 Plaza del Socorro parking lot is specifically recommended.
Oh, okay.
It's in a prime location.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for a better spot, really.
Really?
The article emphasizes its close proximity to some of Ronda's most iconic sites,
Yes.
like the historic Plaza de Toros de la Real Maestranza,
Wow.
the breathtaking Puente Nuevo,
Yeah.
and those incredible viewpoints from the Mirador de Ronda.
Yeah, it's an amazing spot.
What's so useful about the Plaza del Socorro location is how well it positions you to then explore the charming old town on foot.
Oh, nice.
So you're just steps away from those wonderful cobblestone streets,
I love those cobblestone streets.
the traditional Andalusian architecture,
Yes.
all the inviting shops
Oh, yeah.
and restaurants tucked away in those courtyards.
Yeah.
So just imagine parking the car and then being able to wander freely through those historic lanes without the constant thought of where you've left it.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
The article also reminds you to always check with your accommodation directly about their parking provisions,
Oh, that's smart.
or if they have any temporary loading areas.
Yeah.
It's a really practical tip. It's one of those small pieces of advice that can save you a surprising amount of time and frustration.
Yeah, and speaking of those charming but sometimes challenging streets,
Yes.
the article does caution that many in the older parts of Ronda are narrow and often operate on a one-way system.
Yeah.
So it's worth being mentally prepared for that if you plan to drive within the old city walls.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, for a potentially more budget-conscious approach, Clive suggests looking at parking options just outside the immediate tourist hub
Right.
in the commercial area near the Polígono El Fuerte industrial estate.
Okay.
Apparently, you can often find free and more readily available parking there with just a reasonable walk to the main attractions.
Okay.
This often reflects how parking availability changes just a short distance from the most popular areas in many cities.
Yeah, that's a great strategy for those who are happy to stretch their legs a little.
Yeah.
Often, just a 10 or 15-minute walk can significantly improve your parking options. And if you were traveling in a motorhome, the article even mentions a dedicated parking area specifically for motorhomes on the outskirts of Ronda, still within walking distance of the sites, with a direct link to their website for more details.
Wow, so they really thought of everything.
It's great to see specific resources catering to different travel styles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the article also provides a really helpful breakdown of what those painted lines on Spanish parking spaces actually mean.
Okay, this is good to know.
Yeah, it really is essential knowledge.
Okay.
So white lines generally indicate free parking.
All right.
Blue lines mean it's paid parking,
Okay.
with usually some time restrictions.
Got it.
And those yellow zigzag lines signify some kind of parking restriction.
Okay.
Understanding these markings is crucial for avoiding any unwanted surprises like fines or even having your vehicle towed.
Oh, yeah.
It really is essential knowledge.
Yeah, that could really ruin a trip.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the article has a very clear warning about free-looking spaces that have a yellow line painted around them. These are very likely commercial loading zones or private parking areas and should definitely be avoided.
Okay.
The same applies to parking directly in front of garage entrances that are marked with yellow lines and typically have a no parking sign.
Okay.
These regulations are in place for important reasons like ensuring access for deliveries and residents.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So definitely valuable information to keep in mind.
definitely.
And then Clive shares his own personal go-to parking spot in Ronda, the RENFE train station.
Oh, okay.
He mentions it's typically just a pleasant 10-minute walk down the main pedestrian shopping street to reach the main monuments.
Oh, wow. So that's convenient.
Yeah, it is.
That's the kind of local insight you really appreciate.
Yeah, that insider knowledge.
Exactly. Sometimes those slightly less obvious locations can turn out to be the most convenient.
Yeah, absolutely.
The article then goes on to provide a really useful list of specific commercial car parks within Ronda,
Okay.
including their names, their general locations, information on their capacity, and their operating hours.
Wow, that is useful.
It's quite a comprehensive overview of your paid parking options.
It is.
Yeah.
Just to give you a quick rundown of some of those mentioned,
Okay.
there's Parking Plaza del Socorro right in the center with a good capacity and 24-hour access.
Okay, great.
Parking Martinez Estein with entrances on a couple of different avenues and also open 24/7.
Perfect.
Parking Antigua Asilo, another 24-hour option.
Okay.
Then parking multi-scenes with slightly different opening hours.
Uh-huh.
Parking El Castillo, also offering 24-hour access.
Okay.
Parking Renfe at the train station with specific hours.
Right.
And then several others like Parking La Merced,
Right.
Parking El Fuerte, and Parking Victoria,
Yeah.
each with their own details provided in the article.
Okay.
It's a really handy directory to consult.
It really highlights the variety of choices available,
It does.
depending on where you need to be in Ronda and what time of day it is.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to note that the Ronda Today article also makes a quick mention of a sister website called Visiting Cadiz.
Specifically for parking information in Cadiz. Oh, great. So if your travel plans include exploring that historic port city as well, that's another valuable resource to keep in mind for those practical details.
Yeah, so they've got you covered.
Exactly.
And for those looking beyond Ronda, the article on Ronda Today conveniently includes links to the official website for the Caminito del Rey
Oh, excellent.
for booking your visit to that incredible walkway,
Yeah.
as well as a link to Wildside Holidays, which specializes in wildlife and walking holidays in the region of Spain.
Wow.
So Clive's Ronda Today website really acts as a central point for accessing a lot of what this part of Andalusia has to offer for different types of travelers.
It does. It's clear that Clive has a genuine commitment to helping visitors have a positive and well-informed experience when exploring this region.
Yeah, he's doing great work.
Yeah, definitely.
So to quickly recap our deep dive into navigating parking in Ronda, drawing from Clive Muir's detailed article on Ronda Today,
Okay.
finding free central parking is becoming more challenging.
So looking into online reservations might save you time and stress.
Right.
If you're traveling in a larger vehicle, it's best to aim for parking on the outskirts.
Yeah?
The Plaza del Socorro car park is a highly convenient central option for many attractions.
Okay.
Considering parking near the Polígono El Fuerte area could offer more readily available and potentially free spaces with a manageable walk.
Sounds good.
Definitely familiarize yourself with the meaning of white, blue, and yellow parking
Oh,
lines,
yeah.
and be particularly cautious of any yellow-lined areas.
Yeah.
And don't forget Clive's personal recommendation of the Ronda train station as a viable parking spot.
And as we wrap up, it's worth highlighting again that Clive Muir, the knowledgeable author behind the Ronda Today website that we've been referencing,
Yeah.
also runs those other really helpful English language tourist information websites for Cadiz, Grazalema, and the Caminito del Rey itself.
Oh, wow.
Additionally, for those of you interested in exploring the natural beauty and wildlife of the region through walking holidays,
Yeah.
be sure to check out his Wildside Holidays venture.
So, if your travel plans extend beyond Ronda to include these other fascinating destinations in Andalusia,
Yeah.
or if you're interested in more active ways to experience the region's wildlife and landscapes, it sounds like Clive's network of websites could be an invaluable resource for planning a richer and more informed trip.
Absolutely. He's created a really useful set of guides for anyone wanting to explore this diverse and beautiful corner of Spain.
He really has.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into the practicalities of parking in Ronda.
Yes. Thank you for listening.
We hope this information from Ronda Today helps you feel more prepared for your travels.
And hopefully thinking through these kinds of logistical details beforehand allows you to arrive at your destination feeling more relaxed and ready to fully immerse yourself in the experience.
Yeah, take it easy.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us.